Here we have a new and refreshed 2023 Nissan Altima. And this one comes in the SR VC-Turbo trim level. This paint color is going to be gun metallic. And the interior is going to consist of the black sport. And it's going to be leather appointed seats. And the powertrain on this one consists of a 2-liter variable compression turbocharged 4-cylinder engine made with a CVT. And that gets us 236 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. So coming around to the front end here, we have our LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps. I love that refreshed front end there. Very sporty. And I also love these wheels that come on this one. These are going to be 19-inch aluminum. Really nice look to those. And then we get passive keyless entry. Here are the controls for our power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, and we do get a one-touch up and down driver's side window. And there are our blind spot monitors. And then we have a cup holder, a little storage here. And there's our power driver seat with power lumbar support. Really nice upholstery with these seats here. To be in the $35,000 range, very impressed. Let's check out this legroom back here. So I'm 6'3", and the seat in front of me is adjusted for someone of my size. And what makes these so easy to adjust is the seat goes down quite a bit into the floor, and I can still barely fit my size 15 feet under there, but I still can, and literally my knees are not touching the back of the seat. So that's wild to me in an Altima. But there we have our rear AC vents, then we have a USB-C, USB-A charging port there. Just a quick look at the front, we'll delve into that new screen here in a moment. And here's our center seat that folds down for storage or cup holders. Here are the back dome lights here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back and that trunk space. So there's the rear end there, dual exhaust. This one does come with a standard spoiler too, which I like. And a very generous trunk space here. Wish we had pockets on either side, but it's okay. We do have this roadside kit, and then we do have this. So if you want to put stuff in bags and just have it hang here, you can do that. And I'll show you how this rear seat folds down. And then I'm gonna see if we can get underneath here. And there we have our jack. And then a spare tire donut down there. And let's see, I think that's gonna be, what's that size? I believe it's a 16-inch, yeah. Let's go around to the side here. So of course, to fold the rear seat down, I pulled that latch, and then the seat will fold pretty much flat, and you can run stuff through the trunk space, and then to put it back, you just lock it back in there and it's good to go. Then we have a seat pocket on the passenger side, but not one on the driver's side. I think it's interesting. I've seen that in a couple Nissans. Just have it on one side. But there's our power front passenger seat there. And before we check out the engine bay, let's take a quick look at this window sticker here. So there we have all the standard features that come on this VC-Turbo. And I'm actually quite impressed by it. There are all the options there. And I want to give a huge shout out to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Altima today. I'll leave a link below to this vehicle and their entire inventory in the description. But I'm loving this VC-Turbo, just how it comes standard with all these options. Let's go ahead and pop the hood, and I'm gonna pop the fuel tank as well. So we have a knob there. And I'll have to confirm, because I know the Infinities take premium, but this VC-Turbo, it doesn't say if it takes premium or not like it usually does on the gas cap, so I'll research that and put it in the description. But there is the engine bay with that 2-liter turbo. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat next. So here you have the steering wheel, flat bottom, leather wrapped, which I love, and I've said that about these newer Nissan steering wheels in my other reviews. But this is for our steering assist, which we can toggle on and off. And then we can pop the trunk, all of that. But let's get to this screen here. This is gonna be that new 12.3-inch infotainment system we have. And this is gonna be your standard home page here. And then that's your navigation screen. I love how that takes up the whole screen. And what makes this such a game changer, in my opinion, is a lot of the newer screens like Toyota, Chevy, you still have this little section over here that's kind of blocked off the whole time, but you can actually get to your settings very easily just on this little tab here. And then look how responsive that is. FM, AM, XM, Bluetooth, and just a really good system. It seems like it's quite a bit faster than the other system that Nissan has, but I love just this setup here. Gas station ready to go, Alexa, of course your XM weather app, and then you can even add additional kind of widgets onto the screen as well. We have a notifications tab. Just gonna walk through all of this. And then we actually have access to apps, and we can go through all that as well. So XM traffic. Just really, really neat. And like I said, a very responsive system, which is really good. But here we have a backup camera, guidelines that turn as you turn the steering wheel, and then we have that 360 view in the middle there. And then this button here, we can toggle between the auto mode and the nighttime mode. And we can even toggle the camera on the fly if you want to do that. But down below here, we have our dual zone automatic climate controls, and then we have 2-stage heated seats for the front driver and the front passenger. And then we have a heated steering wheel toggle for that steering wheel as well. Now down here we have a wireless charging pad, decent size, and then we have a USB-C and USB-A input. And there's that 12 volt. And I showed on the sticker, but it's really nice. You have AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth audio, and then you have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Now for the shifter here, hit this button, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, low mode, and then you have paddle shifters there, which will be fun with this VC-Turbo, even though it's a CVT. And then you have an electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, press down to disengage. We have an auto brake hold here, toggle that there. 2 cup holders. A pretty generous sized center console cubby space. And then we do have a power sunroof. You hear those lights there. And you can individually turn them on. Sunglasses holder, SOS button. And then we have a one-touch slide there. And then if you want to just tilt it, all you have to do is just push this button up. and then you close it the same way. So really, really nice. And then we still have our handlebars in the back, which I'm glad they put those in there. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. Love this leather, by the way. Very nice. Very soft, but still very sturdy. And there are our owner's manuals there. Pretty good size glove compartment. Now to the left side of the steering wheel, we use these 4 arrows and this OK button to go through our gauge cluster, that digital part in the middle. And there are all of our views there. And of course, within each section, you can toggle between what options may be available. But volume controls here, track list or radio station favorites there, back button. And then over here we have that Nissan safety system there. We can adjust that gap adjust for the intelligent cruise control. And then we have voice recognition buttons here. And like I said before, those paddle shifters, headlamp controls here. Leave that on auto. And then we have our windshield wiper controls there. And then this does come with the standard Bose sound system as well. So you have tweeters in the front, and then door speakers, a few other locations as well. And there's our push button start. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. But next, we're gonna go ahead and take this 2023 Nissan Altima SR VC-Turbo out on the road for a quick test drive. So this turbocharged powertrain, it does allow this car to scoot quite a bit. I want to try these paddle shifters out. So I can do that in drive. I don't necessarily have to shift it into low mode. And what I do like about the CVT is it doesn't shift like a traditional transmission, which is kind of a downside. But the upside is because all this stuff is computerized and you're just shifting the revs of the CVT, it's instant. You hit the button and it's ready. And it gets up so quickly because of the CVT not having to worry about shift points or anything like that. But I do wish, I shouldn't say I wish, it's kind of weird. I'm used to having an Infiniti, and that one had the VC Turbo, and you actually had several different drive modes. So you could choose between a standard mode, a sport mode, and then an eco mode. And I didn't like the eco mode as much because it did limit your power when you put your foot into it, but it helped you save on fuel from revving high. I like that this one just has the one mode, and when you need to give it throttle, it's ready to go, and you're still able to get 34 miles per gallon on the highway without having to worry about putting it in an eco mode. And the seats in these are very nice. I love having the leather, and it just feels really good. Very comfortable, but I'm in the seat, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm going all over the place, but I also don't feel like I'm in a racing seat either. Kind of the best of both worlds. Now I have a little space here, so I'm gonna give it a little bit of throttle. And this is without paddle shifters. I'm just gonna see how it shifts. Here we go. Very, very quick. about to do it again. We'll see if it, I'm gonna put my foot in it this time. So that turbo puts work in. I had my foot all the way down and it still didn't go as high as in the rev range as I would have liked, but still really quick. And I like that it didn't necessarily strain the engine, and the car kind of knew how to accelerate to the best of its ability without straining the engine. So that's quite impressive, actually. And we made it down the interstate so quickly I didn't even get to test out the intelligent cruise, but I'm turning it on now, even though you shouldn't do this. It's meant mostly for highways, but it's slowing me down to keep that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me based on the distance input that I put in there. And you also have the lane departure as well. But like most Altimas, if you're someone who just wants some transportation and doesn't necessarily care about having a traditional transmission, these are very easy to get used to driving, and that's why they sell so well. They're just really, really easy to drive. And this thing really does pull off the line. It's really, really impressive. And what's great about it is it does, like under slight acceleration, light throttle, it drives like a regular Altima. And then when I want to give it some power, it's ready. There's that turbo putting in the work. And I love the sound from the blow-off valve. Really, really sporty. And surprisingly, this is really fun to do pulls in. So if I had to pick an Altima, honestly, I'm so impressed with this one. I would probably go this route instead of getting the 2.5 SL, just because the performance in this is so spectacular, and you get all those standard luxury features, including the Nissan safety, and then the leather, heated steering wheel, heated seats, all of that. And like I said, for that price point, you can't beat it. So this will bring me to the end of my review of the 2023 Nissan Altima SR VC-Turbo.